All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
We are live. Major week, PGA Championship, Northeast Bentgrass, Philadelphia. Excited. Feels like kind of a home game, kind of like a not home game. As a Jersey Shore resident, I grew up around a lot of Philadelphia fans. I'm not going to comment on them. I'm not going to say anything I shouldn't say, or you guys get mad at me because I'm sure some of you guys are Philly fans. As you could tell, I'm not. So if you have beef with me, you have beef with me. So I will be feeling a little bit off maybe in the Philadelphia area. I don't necessarily enjoy that area of the world, but we have no choice. I am heading on a plane in just a few hours, not even just a few hours, less than a few hours, getting to Philly bright and early tomorrow, delivering you all of the content, exactly what we are going to see on the golf course. So usually at this time, I go through the course notes, the Twitter thread, and everything that we usually do in the first look show. But in Wednesday's Boots on the Ground show, I'm going to do a hole by hole course breakdown like we did for Doral a few weeks back. Because these new golf courses, I like to go walk the course hole by hole and just give you the entire breakdown of how it's going to play. So in today's show, I want to be a little bit more player focused, see who fits the bill of how I think the course is going to play before I see it, and then see how that might change on Wednesday. That's why I like doing these not looking at anyone else's content before I go see the boots, because I don't want to get swayed. I don't want to get swayed by something that someone who has a prominent following or who knows what they're talking about says without seeing the golf course. That's why I go out there and see the golf courses for myself. But at a macro level, just let's looking at it from what I know about Aronimik, from what we've seen in years back and how the course is played and just winning scores and just like time of the year. We're in Philadelphia in May. We're going to get some rain this week. It's been also a little bit rainy up there recently. So we're going to get some low scores. Like if this golf course was played in August, I think it'd be a lot different test. They can only make it so hard. And all they're going to do is grow the rough up. Like they're just going to grow the rough up and be like, all right, the rough is thick. It's a PGA Championship. It's Oakmont coated. It's Oak Hill. It's PA coated. They can only make it so hard this time of the year in this area of the country. It would be a lot different if it was in August. So we're going to see a lot of thick rough comments, and it's going to be soft with some rain possibly on Wednesday. So I personally think this is going to lead to a massive big boy approach separator week. Play from the fairway and get absolutely gritty with your irons. And that can completely change come Wednesday's Boots Report, and I will be happy to admit whatever I see. But from right now, I'm thinking about approach play. Hit the fairway and just dial in with those middle irons, dial in with those long irons, and be able to putt the Donnie Ross. We know guys putt Donald Ross really, really well. We know some guys putt Donald Ross really, really poorly. We see a ton of Donald Ross courses over the course of the major years and the PGA Tour years as well. So I know there's been a Hansel Wagner redesign over the last few years. I think that was in 2018, but this is a Ross-coated golf course, which we have seen time and time again on the PGA Tour. So let me pull up my screen, talk about some winning scores at both the past Aronimik events and then past PGA Championship. So here we go. Screen is shared. As we saw, I'm not going to talk about the women's. The Keegan Bradley BMW Championship in 2018 won at 20 under. Justin Rose also, I believe, finished runner-up in this event. Also won here in 2010. Nick Watney won here in 2011 at 13 under. So we've seen a fair range of scores here. Looking at the past PGA Championships, this is kind of not really telling at all, because the only thing that's the same with this is the PGA Championship. This changes every single year, and obviously the golf course, the weather dictates a lot. So we've seen PGA Championships won at 5 under. We've seen PGA Championships won at 21 under. And I remember you're going to hear a lot. You're going to hear a lot of stuff. You're really going to hear a lot of stuff because I remember 2 years ago, I bootsed Valhalla, and caddy who will not be named, I spoke to him on Monday or Tuesday of that week, and I was like, how you looking the golf course? What do you think it's going to be? And we were kind of like joking, Adam and I, like, this is going to be like a easy walk this week. 20 under. He was like, dude, 20 under. I think single digits wins this at Valhalla. And I thought he was joking with us. And then he was like, no. He was like, yeah, this is going to play really tough. And made Adam and I question, do we not know like what we're seeing here? This looks like a very easy golf course. And obviously, a guy by the name of Xander Schauffele, Bryson DeChambeau went out and nuked that golf course. Could have taken it to like 30. I feel like at some points Valhalla was a joke of a track, and I will say that through and through. So I'm very confident in the way that I'm able to see these golf courses, and I'm very excited to see what I see at Aronimink. Right now, Monday, 4 p.m., I'm thinking 15 to 18 under wins it, especially with the rain coming in Wednesday. And we'll look at the weather right now. I think there's going to be rain Wednesday and a little bit on maybe Thursday morning as well. So let's take a look at that weather. Aronimink Golf Club in Pennsylvania. As you can see, we're going to have some nice weather for tomorrow when I'm out there. 44 degrees at 7 a.m. A little bit dicey. I'm, as you guys know, I have no dog when it comes to weather sub 63. So I'm going to be cold in the morning, and I will admit being cold in the morning. But then in the afternoon, it'll get a little bit nicer. So we're seeing some weather, 7 mile an hour breezes gusting upwards of 20. And then Wednesday, it's going to be a little bit rainier. We're going to get some PM, not storms, but just rain with some deeper wind. Come Thursday, come tournament times when it really matters, we should have maybe a delay on Thursday, and I will come back to this on Wednesday to see if I think there could be any sort of wave split advantage, but we might get some Thursday thunderstorms with a little bit of rain, and then also some more rain on Friday, more rain over the week. So it's looking like it's going to rain a little bit every single week. And even though there's not much rain, 0.1 inches, that little bit of rain could do it. Hey, we've seen crazier things. We have seen crazier things. We would all freak out if it does happen, but crazier things in the world have happened. So with that rain, I do think it's going to make the golf course play soft enough where you can really make some hay with the iron play. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm going to be looking for when I'm out there. And as always, like, any questions, any guys you need me to see, anything else you need me to see in terms of skill sets, please let me know. But right now, my brain is thinking hit fairways, iron play. And if anything changes, you guys will be the first to know in the Discord, in the Boots Report, and everything in between. So let's take a look at some of the contests, talk about my favorite contests of the week, and then go pretty deep into like 8 to 10 players, more than we usually talk about on a Monday afternoon. The PGA 50K driver, $200 single entry. I love these $200 single entries because they're just simply like a little bit unique. I love this right here. Only 277 people in this contest. First place pays out $10K, and then down to ninth place pays about 10%. Well, not pays about, pays 10%. Usually look for 10th, but I like this enough. And you could beat 277 people. I've beaten 277 people before, and I haven't beat a million people before, but I think this is a very solid and fair contest to turn $200 into a potential $10,000. And you guys in the Discord have been doing a lot of great things. I've seen you guys cash some lineups as recently as last week. But looking at this DraftKings board, I'll pull my screen back up in a second. Looking at the DraftKings board, we have obviously Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, Jon Rahm, and CY. Sorry. Wow. I thought there was only, first look, I thought there was only like 6 guys or 5 guys up here. We have so many guys, 10K and above, but we do get this extra bonus $5,000 range, which is always a fun thing. I like this $5,000 range. It makes you be able to get a lot more unique. But looking at this board, 13 down to 10 for this big range, one guy I wanted to really touch on at first was this golfer right here, Xander Schauffele. Xander Schauffele was very popular last week at Quail Hollow. I did like him last week, and it didn't pan out. Look what he did last week. Finished 60th, and he had his worst approach week since 2.17. 2.17 since the summer. So I do think he bounces back in terms of approach. And something interesting, I don't think this is too much of a concern because last time he went to Quail Hollow, he also had a bad approach week. So it could have just been something recently at Quail Hollow that's not suiting his eye, but I really don't mind him in a bounce back spot right now at this $10,000 price. I don't think he's going to be too popular with the range that we're seeing up here. So Xander Schauffele at 10,300, or sorry, at 10,100 is a golfer that I definitely wanted to touch on. I think could be a good candidate for tomorrow. It's going down the board a little bit. Another golfer that catches my eye is $9,600 Viktor Hovland. Viktor Hovland is a golfer who's, look right here, he's done pretty damn well in PGA championships. T3 runner-up in 23 and 24, T28 last year. But look how well he's always hit the ball in these PGA championships, like upwards of 10 strokes on approach. And he does it at these northeast bent grass courses. Like, think of the spots where he's really had some solid weeks, some great wins. I love Viktor Hovland in these thick, longer, big boy conditions. And I think at this price, he gives you a great ceiling, obviously. And he's by no means playing bad golf. Is this the best ball striking we've ever seen from Viktor Hovland? No. Are we in good enough form for him to pop? For sure. Very excited to get some eyes on Viktor Hovland this week. So he's a golfer at 96 that definitely catches my eye. And as we scroll down a little bit more, another golfer that catches my eye also did last week, coming off of a nice Sunday round at Quail Hollow, is Sam Burns. Sam Burns, really rough approach week at Quail Hollow, but he also had a really rough approach week at Quail Hollow the last time he was there. So I don't think this is a bad iron moment for Sam Burns. I think it was kind of like a bad course fit for what he's done at Quail Hollow in his past. We've seen him have decent weeks in major conditions. Not the best PGA Championship career. He did okay at Quail Hollow last year, but it was kind of led by the putter. He did really good the last time he played golf tournament in Pennsylvania. Remember Oakmont last year, the U.S. Open, when if Sam Burns wasn't in a puddle of water, he would have won that golf tournament. So Sam Burns, sorry, yeah, I almost said the wrong course. Did I say the wrong course? What did I say? Yeah, I said Oakmont. I thought for a second I said Oak Hill. Having back-to-back majors or like majors in the same stratosphere at Oakmont and Oak Hill just messes with my brain the last few years. So Sam Burns at $8,100, I think has a nice ceiling, and I think is set up off of this -6 approach week to bounce back in the right direction because the approach play was in a really good spot before that last week. I really like him. Taking a look at the betting board. I like a couple of oh my God, Mike. Let's check out Mike Greenberg's golf SGP, a tried and true golf guy. Mike Greenberg, Scotty Scheffler top 5, Rory McIlroy top 10, CY top 20. I mean, play the hits. I don't mind this at all. Like, why not tell this? Like, not rocket. This is Mike Greenberg not trying to get cute. I do like this. So shout out Greeny here. Looking at the betting board, I do want to touch on a few more long shots, whether you want to take this in terms of outright, in terms of top 10, in terms of top 20. The first guy I want to look at is around 50-1 in most spots, and he goes by the name of Russell Henley. And remember what I said out the gates? I'm looking for someone to potentially hit fairways and pop with those long irons. Russ is not in the best iron form, but the last time we saw a major that asked those questions was Augusta. And I know Augusta is really easy to hit fairways, but he's generally a really accurate driver, and he did some absolutely generational things with the long irons at Augusta National. Slopey greens, have to hit your shelves, 9.5 strokes gain on approach. I know, like I said, not in the best form right now, but very interested to see how Russ is hitting his irons tomorrow because I think the golf course sets up for him well if it's going to play how I'm thinking it's playing right now on Monday afternoon. The next golfer I want to touch on is Shane O. Shane Lowry, 39-year-old, born and raised in Jupiter, Florida. LOL. Shane Lowry in some kind of a rough approach form, but same thing. He had a decent Masters in terms of the ball strike. I know T30 doesn't look great. No one's really going to be like thinking about Shane Lowry too much, I don't think. And he's obviously been in the mix at majors before, can surely top 10. Can he win at 100 to 1? Not so sure. Not so sure, but I like the number for him, like the top 5 price, like the top 10 price. Shane Lowry 100 to 1, I think fits the bill if it's going to play how we are thinking. And then finally, one more potential long shot, as if we scroll down the board. Michael Thorbjornsen, you can get a 130 to 1, probably can get some longer numbers in some other spots. But Mike T, from Wellesley, Massachusetts, I think hopefully I'm saying that correct. Correct me if I am wrong. Should be used to playing golf in these conditions in this area of the country, and he is a green in regulation merchant. The stats aren't anything absurd right now, anything too solid, but he's been making cuts, been playing good golf, popping up in some big moments, especially early on in 2026. And it's only a matter of time until Mike T really pops in a major in a really big spot. And I think this could be a great golf course for him. I love the number in across the board in the big spots, in the weak spots. I love Michael Thorbjornsen. Thirsty right there. All right. Next thing I want to touch on is some of the tools we have over at Ship It Nation. And as always, I will be there this week. Use this code at the top of the screen. Get everything that I'm about to show you for free. You click PGA. You click projections. You get all the DraftKings, all the FanDuel projections. Showdown stuff Thursday, Friday, Saturday. In most weeks. Last week we didn't have a Thursday show. The Stone 2.0 and more stuff is going to be added to the site as we speak. The slate plan, everything that I see, everything that Tambo wants to put in, everything that Hoop wants to put in, basically just some literally golfers we are on in a given week, how we're building our course, stuff like that. Value report, course fit rankings, and plenty more, especially the boots bullets. Everything that I see from the golf course will be right here. Bang, Scotty Scheffler looks like this. Rory McIlroy looks like this. Whoever you want looks like this, doing this, not doing this. All the fun facts, all the course notes. And then you're going to go over into SaberSim Optimizer, and you're going to select your player pool, put them in the tools, and have the lineups be built for you. All you got to do, click Join the Nation. Join this nation. If you want every sport, we have NBA playoffs. We have baseball going on right now. If you just want the PGA, click single sport, PGA Optimizer plus Core. Use that code BOOTS. Get your free week. Get everything that I'm saying for free. And then you'll have 10% off after that. And as always, you should, if you're a part of this, you should go to this winner circle and see what you could get if you fly the Ship It Nation flag in your DraftKings, in your FanDuel avatar. If you win, you get prizes like a Rolex, you get prizes like merch, you get free access to Ship It Nation for a monthly, weekly, anything you guys want, anything you guys earn. And look how many winners we have. These update all the time. Guys like you win all the time. So join the team. It is a blessing to be a part of Ship It Nation, and it's going so well for everyone involved. And I just keep seeing you guys win at such a high rate. So before we get out of here, I want to touch on 3 things. I want to talk about a chalky golfer, a golfer who I think could be a nice pivot, a golfer that I am on, and then the song of the day, as always. But we usually like to talk about the model in the show. But for Boots Weeks, I like to model after I see the course. So I want to wait till I walk the golf course, wait till I see everything agronomic, and dive in from there. So first thing I wanted to see, chalky golfer. He is in the 5K range, but everyone is going to be playing Alex Fitzpatrick. Why? He's so cheap. He's a trendy name right now. His brother's winning majors. His brother's winning everything. And look what he's doing. Obviously, win at the Zurich, T9 at a signature event, solo 4th at a signature event, gaining nearly 9 strokes on approach at Truist. It all makes so much sense. Nothing that Alex Fitzpatrick is doing is saying, why can't he play well? Why can't he play well? Because the moment is huge here. This is Alex Fitzpatrick's first major as a PGA Tour member, as a PGA Tour winner. Pressure is real. Alex Fitzpatrick has yet to prove on that stage that he is him yet. And I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. I would not be surprised if he misses the cut. And if he goes out and makes the cut and plays well, more power to him. But I got to give my honest opinion. I do not think Alex Fitzpatrick is worth the juice at $5,900 at the ownership that he's going to be. So he's definitely a fade for me. I'm off the Fitz train until further notice. So he's the fade. A golfer that I think could be a pivot might be a surprise for you, to you, because as you guys know, I don't know if there's ever been a time where I've spoken about a live golfer on this show, but I think a pivot up here could be Jon Rahm at $10,000, 10,400. Because looking at this DFS pricing, we got Scotty, Rory, Bryson, Cam Young winning everything. Xander, I think, is a great price. I think Jon Rahm up here is just going to get squeezed out underneath Scotty and Rory and above Cam Young and Xander Schauffele. I just think people are going to be like, all right, Jon Rahm is on live. He's been going through a lot. He's not winning on live too much. He's like, all right, nothing too special here. He has that one win in his last few starts, but a T8 last week. I really don't think Jon Rahm is going to be owned enough. Am I going to play him? I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think he could be a potential nice pivot. I really do think he could be a nice pivot. So TBD on if I'm going to play Rahm, but as of right now, I think Jon Rahm could be a nice pivot. That leads us to the one golfer that I am on for the week, and that is going to be our guy, Tommy Ladd. I gave him a bad report last week, and I'm happy to admit in times where I am wrong. And Tommy Fleetwood proved me wrong. He hit the ball well, gained back to all green. Finally, we're in. This is what we need to see from Tommy. Gaining a little bit in each category, gaining a little bit in each category, gaining a little bit in each category, and parlaying a T5 into another T3, maybe non-competitive, but that T3 non-competitive pays really, really well at $9,700. So Tommy Fleetwood is the one golfer that I am on. I love the way this course sets up for him. He could definitely hit fairways. He could definitely mint long irons, and I think he could be in for a good week after what we saw from Tommy Fleetwood at Quail Hollow last week. Has a nice little major track record as well. You guys know Tommy. So he's the one golfer that I am on. And as always, before we get out of here, the song of the day is going to be right here, 60 centimeters of steel by Alpha Wolf and Holding Absence. Give it a listen for sure. But that's going to do the First Look show. I will be back tomorrow for Boots on the Ground, and the show for Boots on the Ground is going to be Wednesday at some point, pending the flight. So I will get back to you guys depending when the flight information is. But as always, let's ship it. Let's have a great week. Second major of the year. I'm very excited to be out in Philly. If you're there, give me a shout. Maybe I'll be wearing this hat. I'll probably wear this hat. Let's wear this hat tomorrow. And yeah, let's have a great week. Let's have fun, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.